Hi, welcome back to Excel Baby Steps. In this video, we are going to learn about Excel pivot tables. Of course, pivot tables is a large topic and it is unlikely that I will do any kind of justice to that topic in 10 minutes. But my intention is to introduce pivot tables to you and show you how to create a simple pivot table in Microsoft Excel 2007. So remember our monthly expense data that we were working on earlier? This is how our data sheet is, and I have entered expenses all the way up to August 12, on which I paid a cable bill of 150 rupees. Now what I wanted to do is, at this point my wife asks me, can you tell me how much we have paid on each of the categories, that is rent, food, utilities and transport and entertainment and shopping. How much is the totals we have spent? She likes to keep a tab on all these things and understand where the money is heading, and I can understand her judgment. So what I want to do is I want to quickly add up all these numbers. Now we know that there is a formula called SUMIF which can sum up all the values that meet a criteria. But then I have to do the SUMIF formula for rent, utilities, food, transport, entertainment, shopping and anything else that might come up, kids or something like that. And that's not fun. So I ask myself, is there a simple way to do this? And that's exactly where pivot tables come into picture. What pivot tables do is they take a data like this. Okay, they take a data that is in multiple columns and then they let you rearrange it in a report format, where for example you can have the categories in the column and then totals in the next row or something like that. I won't tease you much. Let us start a pivot table and then once we are there probably we will understand it much better. To insert a pivot table, select any cell inside your data. Remember, you need not have a table formatting on for your data. You can just use simple data, but it doesn't matter. So select any one cell and then go to insert, select pivot table. At this point Excel figures out that you are trying to create a pivot table out of a table that was created. Of course, had there been no table, it will show the range of cells, but that is fine. So select the table and then press OK. Okay, so this is Excel's pivot table play area. What this thing is doing, let us take a minute and understand this. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of drawing here. Excel pivot table has multiple areas. This is pivot table field list. Okay, this is the area where you can see all the fields that are available for you. So there are 4 fields in our data: date, what is it that I spent on, category and how much. And then there are 4 boxes here. Okay, this is the area for the pivot report. The pivot report has 4 different things. Of course, if you have never heard about pivot report or never seen any real life report, then probably this lesson will not make any sense to you. But I am guessing you have seen some kind of report, at least your telephone bill or your internet cable bill or something. Any of the bills that you receive usually are a type of reports. For that matter, any of the reports that you produce in your department or in your school or college, like for example your progress card or your grade list, is a report in a way. So any report usually has 4 areas of importance. The first area here, this is called as header. Okay, this is the header area. And the second area, this thing is called row labels. Okay, these are the labels that appear in rows. For example, if you are looking at a simple grade list, then these are the subjects in which, these are the subjects or courses in which you are graded on. Okay, and then this is column labels. Okay, the column labels are nothing but the labels for the columns. Of course, if you are going through a university program or something like that, chances are high that your grade sheet might contain your overall grades for each of the terms or each of the parts of the course that you attended on. For example, practical and theoretical portions, or term 1, term 2, term 3 and term 4 and so on and so forth. So the terms can go here, the subjects or the courses or the classes that you have attended will go here. And then the 4th is the meaty part. This is the part. This part of the report, pivot report, is the actual grades. So for example, if you have a value 23 here, what does it mean? It means that in this row, let us say subject S1, it's difficult to write with this mouse pointer. Okay, the subject S1 and then the term 2, T2, not terminator 2. Subject 1 in term 2, you had a total grade of 23. I mean, 23 is meaningless, probably you will have A, B or C, something like that, but it doesn't matter. So this is what it means. And then the report filter, probably the filter is set to first year or second year or something like that. Okay, so that is essentially what a pivot report is. I don't want to draw any more on the screen because it looks quite ugly, by the way. So let me just turn it off and get back to what we are doing. Let us create a simple report. What my wife wants to understand is how much we are spending on a category. To do that, click on this category, hold the mouse and drag it to the row labels. Okay, when you do that, you will see various categories, all the unique categories listed down here. And then click on the how much and drag it to the values. By default, Excel understands that the value how much contains numbers, so it shows the sum of. So you can see that on entertainment we spent 800, on food we spent 3,360, on rent we spent 2,700, on utilities we spent 5,000, and the total we have spent is 16,391. Now if you are a little bit adventurous, you could do some more. For example, I want to add the date to the report filter area, and then I can choose to filter on any particular date or all dates, or I can select multiple dates. For example, I want to select the first week of August, so I will unselect all the values other than the first 7 days of August, and then it is clear that we have spent 11,291 bucks on the first week of August. So this is a simple pivot report, nothing too fancy, nothing too advanced. I will teach you two more tricks before we call it off. The first one is formatting this data. Let me just get rid of this, and the 800 2360 is fine, but it is not easy to read. Had it been formatted with comma values or something, it would have been easier. So let us do that. Right click on that, select value fields settings. From here, click on the number format. So this is where we are setting the number formats, and then set it to currency 0. Sorry for that, 0. And I don't want to see any symbol, it's obvious to me. Okay, and then you get a nice comma formatting with the totals. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is changing the format. The report looks nice, but it's quite lame, isn't it? I want some more color. So select any cell in the pivot report, go to design. Here you can set the report format. So select some nice format like that, or anything that works for you. For example, this one. Okay, now you see a bit of color, and if you add more categories and more stuff to the report, then it will be even more nicer. Okay, for example, you could just drag and drop this to here, and you will see the report by day like this. On each day, how much money is going into each category. Another very quick trick that I want to teach you is, for example, let me just enable the field list. You can enable, I just removed that. You can enable it by clicking on this field list thing here, and then remove one of the fields by dragging it out anywhere. So now the report is back to where it was, and I want to understand why the utilities are 4,900. What are the contributing parts? You can just double click on the 4,900, and Excel will show you all the actual contributions to that. So now I can see that maid, salary, internet, electricity, laptop servicing, so on and so forth. They all contributed to this much amount. So that is an interesting way to explore pivot tables. I encourage you to play with pivot tables and learn a bit more, because pivot tables can help you analyze your data and uncover anything that is hidden in it. Thank you so much for watching and learning. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.